Is it possible to kill off your maiden at 23? Because I love my maiden. My maiden she has been causing chaos in my life, and she has had her fun, she's experimented, she's done things that no well-adjusted young adult in society would ever do. And she's self-harmed, caused me self-harm. She has just caused a lot of chaos in my life. And of course, these things were patterns from my past, from experiences I had as a child. And she was really behaving in ways as an abandoned child would behave. And unconsciously reinforcing experiences in her life that, come from a deep, deep, deep wound of feeling that nobody's there for her, nobody's caring about her, nobody loves her, nobody sees her, nobody can hold her, and that what she needs is too much. And now, as I am in a process of a death, psychological death of this archetype in my life, I realized, yes, I was a problem, but at the same time, it totally made sense why she was acting like that. It totally made sense, and now she cried out to the mother. She cried to the mother. She begged the mother. She went into the womb of the mother, and she put herself there and asked to be reborn. And she lit a fire and she burned everything, and she stood there in flames. She didn't really know what she was doing, but she knew what needed to be transformed and alchemized. So I had a friend tell me that don't step into the mother too fast. Be a maiden. But for some reason this bothered me from my friend, because I really don't think my friend understood what she didn't know my story. She didn't know my life. She didn't know what I've gone through. And she was only projecting herself. She was projecting herself and her story onto mine, which is as we do. So when I heard that, because I saw her as a more evolved witch than I was, and she's more wise and emotionally wise, but really it doesn't fucking matter. It really matters what we need, what as an individual level, as a soul level, what we need in that moment, in that phase of life, in the chapter of life, day to day, what we need to do to evolve. Because not everybody is asked to walk this path, and I get it. Or maybe people are asked to walk this path and they just ignore it. I don't really know. All I know is that I am on a path that requires deep reflection, processing, dissolution, rupture, return, surrender, and then return. Like, this is my fucking path. And the more that I integrate that into my life, the more I can be in that in my body. Because I find myself performing from different fractured parts of my psyche in my life. I have my spiritual self, and then I have myself that I put the mask on to make me more comfortable, and for people to understand me, for my family to understand me. So, I sit in my depth, and I sit there like an abandoned child would, being like, will anybody pay attention? Like, it's just the same fucking energy that I have been feeling since I was like 13 years old. 13 years old. And you know what? In this moment that I'm speaking of her, it might sound kind of harsh, but trust me, I have honored her. I have laid flowers at her feet. I have held her. She knows. She knows. She knows. And she is just a little bit angry with me because I'm not letting her act out anymore. So I'm not putting her in a box, nor am I telling her to quiet down. Like, she is welcome in this space. But no, we can't eat 15 candy bars in a row, nor can we chain smoke cigarettes, or, seek attention from older men, because we're actually subconsciously looking for our father. We can't be doing that anymore. So, she's gonna come out in a little bit. She's gonna be a little cranky with me these days, but that's okay. Because this is what I'm trying to say, is like, can I be the mother? Can I please? Is the mother going to let me become the mother? Even though I'm not a mother, nor do I have any children, nor have I bared any children. These are archetypal symbols and energies in the psyche, right? So, can I step into the mother now? Like, I'm 23 years old. I don't have a parental figures in my life that I can, elders, what have you. I'm on my own pretty much when it comes to this, like, emotional intelligence and being an adult. I'm probably, like, one of the most adult people I know, even though I'm 23. And I'm not saying that for my ego. I'm literally saying that because, like, consciously I recognize that, and it's fucking frustrating when you're more of an adult and you have more of your shit together than your parents do. That's so fucking frustrating, because the dynamics get kind of awkward and skewed, and there's a lesson in that of, we have to let our parents be our parents and be who they are, and sometimes you gotta shut your fucking mouth and let your mom be your mom, even though when you leave, you may not, like, be needing that information from her. I don't know. Actually, I do know, but I digress. But it's kind of like, fuck everyone. Like, literally, I don't care. I am the mother. I am my mother. I return to my mother. I return to the earth, and I return to myself, and I have to return to the womb. And that is where I go when I need security and space. And I didn't have that ever. I never ever had that until now. I never ever had that in my life. And the biggest thing of this kind of, like, awakening that I've had, it came from the feeling of, holy shit, I haven't been okay my entire life. I haven't been okay in my entire life. I have just masked and powered through and pretended like I was fine, and even totally convinced myself I was okay multiple times. And then all of a sudden I'm in a really horrible situation, or I'm experiencing deep emotional pain and abandonment and rejection, and I'm like at a loss, and then, or I go into really dark spaces where I want to die and I want to kill myself, and I don't want to be alive, and I don't want to live, and that's just so against my soul, because my soul wants to live, and I think when you go through this kind of process, you reach points where you realize, like, if I'm going to choose to live and be in my life and be in my body. Oh, I'm gonna fucking live. I'm gonna live like really fully and be in my body and meet my life in that intensity and that depth and that love and awareness in that consciousness. And that's not easy to do. It's not easy to integrate that, because it's going to reflect to you all of the parts of you that you haven't dealt with, that you don't want to look at, that you think are ugly and you want to shut away. Like, it's a deep fucking emotional alchemy, you know? And like, I couldn't go on pretending like I was okay. I could not go on. I could not enter another chapter of my life like going off and pretending like I was okay. Like, I need emotionally safe places where I could go and rest and be with myself. And because I never ever had that, and I have to say, if there's anybody watching this, the thing that really helped me was transforming touch and working with a practitioner. That was my biggest choice of seeking help and support outside of myself, and it worked for me. I didn't do this on my own, because I tried doing this on my own. I've tried so hard doing this on my own, and it wasn't enough. And I've struggled with really fucked up shit. I've been taken advantage of. I have been manipulated and lied to and controlled and, sexually taken advantage of. I've seen violence. I've wanted to kill myself. I've have an eating disorder. I wake up every single day not wanting to live. I wake up every single day and I don't want to do it, but I do it, so still fighting with, not even fighting, but I'm still letting that part of me kind of exist. And yeah, and now I'm I don't want to be the maiden anymore. I don't want to be the maiden anymore. It's not that I've not owned it, because I did own it. I've traveled the world. I've been the maiden. I know who that girl is, and I need to integrate her. And what's on the other side of that integration is the mother. Because the mother, you know what the mother does? The mother cultivates what's already there. While the maiden is off experiencing, the mother has experienced, and now she is growing what has been there. And it's not that I'm rejecting the maiden. It's not that I don't want to be the maiden. I would love to be the maiden. I would love to continue on my old dysfunctional ways, la-di-da-di-da, but unfortunately it was dysfunctional and caused me so much pain that I want to die. So we can't live like that anymore. We have to fucking mother ourselves. We have to ask for support. And you know what? Maybe it's just a new phase of maidenhood, right? It's a new phase of death and rebirth. I am in the womb, in the belly of the mother, in the void, in protection of the darkness. I put myself here, unconsciously or not. We create our realities. We create what lives in our subconscious. And my subconscious is now deciding that I deserve better, and that I deserve to live a full, meaningful life, and have meaningful experiences, and not just be fleeting shit. That's where the maiden and the mother archetype are coming in for me. It's I don't want fleeting experiences. I want depth and long-lasting roots in myself and in all aspects of my life. I want to build something, right? I want to have that security and that deep sense of groundedness and in myself and in my body. And because the maiden is untethered doesn't mean that I'm not wild and free, untamed woman. I will always be that woman. I've been that woman since the day I was born and came out of the womb. I'm a wild rose, man. I'm a wild rose in a wild garden. I will never not be that, I don't think. And But now it's like, yeah, this is my story a little bit.